The other day, we covered the Martin Luther King statue, new statue in Boston called The Embrace. It's about a moment between Coretta Scott King and Martin Luther King where they're hugging. And so they unveiled this new statue, and the internet had a field day. Why? Because the statue is abysmal. It's just, it looked like David Duke made the MLK statue specifically to sort of undermine him. That's what I got from it. Okay, so CNN decides to rush in and reset the conventional wisdom and reset the narrative for polite society, and they want you to know you're not allowed to think that this thing is not perfect. And you think I'm exaggerating? I'm going to play the clip for you. This is Don Lemon, and I guess this is their new morning show that they got going on. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I'd rather gouge my eyeballs out with a pencil than sit through any of this. So the things I go through for you beautiful people out there. So here we go. Let's dive into it.
Okay, so a monument meant to honor the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his wife Coretta Scott King's legacy, facing some backlash. The Embrace, it's called The Embrace, the statue, was unveiled Friday at the Boston Common, where...
Take note of the angle that they're showing the statue at right now. This is the angle they're showing the statue at, okay? This is, admittedly, the least bad angle. Any other angle, and I'm going to show you the other angles, and you're going to be like, oh, okay, let's keep going.
King gave a speech back in 1965. It was inspired by a photograph of the couple hugging after Dr. King won the Nobel Peace Prize back in 1964. So look at the hands in the picture and then look at that. The art piece designed by conceptual artist Hank Willis Thomas only features the couple's arms during the embrace and not their heads, which has sparked a mixed reaction.
It's not the missing heads that's the atrocity, although people glam onto that. It's a stump that looks like a penis. That's a joke.
Look at this. Look, YouTubers, I'm sorry, but that looks like a giant penis right there. I'm sorry, it does.
I think the artist did a great job. I'm satisfied, but it represents something that brings people together.
All right, not sure why we played some of that because it's just obviously trolls. But listen,
Don Lemon. Well, it's obviously trolls. Nobody can sincerely believe that the statue's kind of Nobody can think that, honestly. It's just you're a troll if you think that. Why? Why would you say such an obviously preposterous thing, Don Lemon? Why? Their credibility's already ruined, but why ruin your credibility further? Why die on this hill? Why die on this hill? The hill is named Wrongy McWrongington, and you're like, I shall die on Wrongy McWrongington Hill in Wrong Village.
Joining us now is conceptual artist behind the statue, Hank Willis Thomas. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hank, how are you?
Welcome to
see you. I got to tell you, I saw the small version and the concept beforehand at a dinner, and I thought it was fantastic. There are lots of people who think it's fantastic. And
bro, it's great. This thing looks great, bro. It looks fantastic. Lots of people think it looks fantastic and stuff.
You don't really care that this...
I care because, how could you not think about Dr. King and Mrs. King's legacy and not care, But also, when you put art in the world, you can't control what people see. I think about the Rorschach test, the inkblot test, What you see says a lot about what you see about the world. And so...
So it's your fault. When you say, hey, 2 + 2 = 4, they go, bro, how dare you, bro? That says a lot about you, bro, if you think 2 + 2 = 4, bro. Why do this? Why do this? Why double down? Why triple down? Why do the whole thing do you trust us or your lying eyes? You can't, this doesn't work anymore, man. This doesn't work anymore in the modern era where people can communicate freely on the internet. You're not going to be able to just bulldoze home this notion. Actually, it's the best statue anybody's ever seen, ever. Thank you very much.
The work is meant to be gone into. It's a call to action. You go in and be in the heart of their embrace. So what people see online, I can't really control.
I love this because it makes you think more deeply. And I love so much focus is in...
It makes you think more deeply. about porn, about giant dongs. It makes you think more deeply about whether or not it's a piece of feces or a giant ball or giant. I almost said giant balls. Imagine the statue is just a giant ball sack, and they were like, actually, I think it looks great. You know, this does his legacy a lot right here. Is beautiful. The other thing I didn't like, I don't know if you guys caught it, but it said the guy made the point. The artist made the point of like, look, maybe it says about you, right? Like, maybe what does it say about you if you think it looks like that? It's just. No, you're not going to get this over on people, right? You don't need to have dick on the mind to see dick in the statue, okay? And I love it personally. Really? What? Everybody on the panel has the exact same take. No, see, the thing is, look, I probably wouldn't be doing this segment if there was some semblance of keeping it real. Some semblance of like, hey, look, I don't see it that way, but I see how others can see it that way. Then I'd be like, okay, all right, there's no reason for me to make fun of this, and no reason for me to cover this. But they don't even do that. They don't even do that, bro.
On Dr. King and not on her, right? And it's a couple and the importance of that support and power. But also you say there are so many monuments of the kings that we don't see them as real people. That was your goal here.
Yeah, I wanted to capture like
You think this statue makes them seem like real people more? Oh, come on. I can't. Why do this segment? They wasted 5 minutes and 53 seconds of their lives going out there saying, you know that thing that's obviously true and is very clear? That thing is not obviously true and is not clear. In fact, you're a troll if you think it is, bro.
The feeling of love in their relationship. You know, there's a quote that
I see some love going on there.
And it's from Mrs. King's book, My Love, My Legacy. But it says, to me, the beloved community is a realistic vision of an achievable society, one in which problems and conflicts exist, but are resolved peacefully and without bitterness. The beloved community is a state of heart and mind, a spirit of hope and goodwill that transcends all boundaries and barriers and embraces all creation. So the idea of the beloved community that they talked about, that we forget about, is what I was hoping, and I'm hoping, well, I know whenever I see someone go in, they feel.
What does it mean for you to be able to contribute to their legacy in this way?
We don't need to listen to more of this, but I think the part that annoys me the most is this. They imply a few times in the segment, like, almost like if you're criticizing this, you don't respect his legacy. And it's like, no, actually, it's the exact opposite. You know, you look at it and you go, man, he deserved better than that. Like, for example, there's a good Martin Luther King statue in DC, and I've seen it in person before. I think it's like by the Cherry Blossom area. And it's phenomenal. It's like amazing. It's really, really nice. And so like you want something to either be on par with that or a little better than that, and this isn't that. And so I just find it really disingenuous to be like, I mean, this says a lot about you if you criticize it. No, it doesn't. It says nothing about us. Now, look, I don't hate the guy. I just don't think it's not a good piece of art. And again, the most important part is Don't lie to us. Don't tell us you don't understand where people are coming from. You understand damn well where everybody is coming from, okay? And it doesn't mean if you criticize this statue, you don't love MLK or you don't love his legacy. Many people criticizing it absolutely love his legacy. He's one of my heroes. I mean, talk about an amazing person. Talk about somebody who tried to live the values of Jesus Christ. Somebody who believed in nonviolence, peace, pacifism, but was ruthlessly principled in fighting to not only get equality when it comes to race, which is super important, but also was fighting for economic justice, was fighting for universal health care and higher wages. He was assassinated when he was working with unions. His focus turned to ending U.S. imperialism and aggressive foreign policy and getting us to democratic socialism. Okay, so this guy is on the top of my list of model people. And so the criticism is just, hey man, it looks like a giant dick. The criticism is, the debate online is it a giant turd or a giant dick? And look, I can see either side of that. there are times I go, yeah, it looks kind of like right here. It kind of looks like more like a turd, right? Like a big old turd. But then there's other angles where you almost see like almost a head on the dick. From a certain angle, you could kind of see that. And so it's like, oh, no, that is a giant cock. That's what that is. So, like, just hold the L, man. Just hold the L. CNN, I don't think they get it. Now, nothing really hinges too much on this story, but if you're willing to go out there and just be this smug and dismissive and arrogant and wrong about people who see this, like, they're almost trying to make it like a left-right issue, right? They showed Megyn Kelly, like, criticizing it. And it's like, this isn't a left-right issue. This isn't a pro-MLK versus anti-MLK issue. This is like a, are you going to be honest and truthful or not issue? And we know what the answer is about CNN. But again, there's more important examples of this, right? I mean, they lied relentlessly about Russiagate, for example. They were just wrong. And you could make an argument that actually helped Trump in the process because the lies were so absurd that there was this backlash effect against them. Even more important than that is lying about, in the lead up to the Iraq war, our entire media apparatus failed us. Syria, bunch of lies. So many lies. And this one's not as consequential, but it just shows the mindset in the most raw way possible. You're not allowed in polite society to point out the thing that's funny and true. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to be like, that kind of looks like a dick, or that kind of looks like a giant turd. You're not allowed. You just can't say that. Because then, ooh, are you against the wonder Martin Luther King Jr.? You must be a troll. Well, if this is trolling, then apparently trolls are only capable of stating the obvious truth. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.